The reason I want to talk to you guys about this is there's a common misconception that design is just to make things pretty. I've heard it time and time again, but you guys are just a design firm, right? I mean, that's the same thing as telling a venture capitalist, but you're just money, right? Hey everyone, I'm John Tai from Hatch Duo. I am the co-founder and industrial design principal here. Today I'd like to talk to you a little bit about the value of design. What is design? What's the definition of design? A common misconception is that design is purely aesthetic or just purely about the way something looks and feels. But as we know from the definition of design, it's a set of plans, right? It's a set of plans or drawings. And aside from the drawing part, I think plan and strategy is key to where design as a problem-solving tool has its strength. From personal experience, when COVID first hit, a lot of our local hospitals, including Santa Clara Kaiser, were in a huge shortage of PPE. We actually used design to problem solve for the situation. So this had nothing to do with how it looks or aesthetics or anything like that. We were using design as a problem-solving tool to understand that many people were getting sick in a short amount of time, and we needed to design a plan to which many people could easily create their own face shields at scale, even if they didn't have a 3D printer, for instance. And so, we definitely commended like everyone with creating all these high quality 3D printed face shields and masks and things of that nature. Our goal was essentially, how do we make this as quickly and accessible as possible? And so we use design in order to design a very low fidelity, low cost, easy to craft at home template for face shields. And basically we made a bunch of these and donated them to the local hospitals here in the Bay Area. And so that was kind of an example, in the immediacy, obviously we use design to deliver, a prototype or product to the hospital. But on a larger scale, we created files that were accessible globally for anyone around the world to basically do what we could not do locally, because we only live in California. That's an example of one portion of how design is very valuable as a problem-solving tool, and not just as a means to aesthetically style something. With unlimited amount of resources, unlimited amounts of budget, anyone can create a Ferrari, right? Realistically speaking. But when you're dealing with a lot of early stage hardware startups like we do, a lot of times there's not enough time and not enough money. And so how do we utilize design to problem solve and provide solutions for that? Well, by understanding that within the startup ecosystem space, there are definitively funding milestones, and within these milestones, a lot of times investors want to see certain stages of progress. And so with us understanding that and using that experience as designers, we're able to appropriate the solutions we provide to our clients in such a way that the fidelity is excellent enough for the phase of funding that they're raising, and saving them not only budget, but also hitting the deadlines that are critical for their time to market. As we all know, brand is super important, particularly for startups. And your brand is essentially all the different touch points that your company will have, whether it's your logo, your out-of-box experience, your product, your website, your messaging, the words you use. And so we feel that, and in particular, understanding brand and utilizing design for the product, that's a great touch point for understanding, what this product should look like so that it, attains the most desirability for the target user. And so that's how, businesses can really utilize design to really elevate their business and give them a competitive edge in terms of revenue, in terms of early adopters, in terms of just driving culture. Why does this all matter? In terms of design, companies should really involve design as early as possible, if not creating their own design-centric teams. Studies have shown, and we'll pop a quote right here, companies that utilize design-centric teams have an increased 211% reach with their brand, more so than companies that do not. And so obviously there's metrics behind the value of design. Ultimately, think of design as this beautiful, artistic, aesthetically centric topic which is great, and we don't deny that. Aesthetics and beauty are a byproduct of having strategized very well for interweaving and threading like functionality, viability, constraints, manufacturing, brand appropriation, customer appropriation, and user interaction all in one. And so design encompasses all of that, and if you can do it well, I think it's going to be very valuable for your business. I hope that gives you some insight just broadly over what I feel the value of design is. If you care to read more, you can definitely click below. There's a link for our blog post which goes into more depth. And then also, if you enjoyed this, give us a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel, and I'll see you next time.